Hello, it is lesson 3, and I think it's time to reveal you one of the main secrets of chess. Having understood it over the time with all shades and nuances, uh, I was able to improve significantly my practical strengths. Uh, Here it is. Chess is a game played by two people, two players. Well, understanding all aspects of this bold hypothesis can significantly actually improve your results, your practical strengths. So let's continue the logical chain. That means that winning a game, winning of a game by a player means at the same time a loss of the other player. So in fact, there are two winning scenarios in chess, which is to win yourself or to let your opponent lose, so to say, or to force if you want your opponent to lose. Um, what do I mean by this? Well, rather simple statements. You would probably agree with me that you can win a game, and sometimes it happens with all of us without actually showing such a great play. But it's impossible to win a game without the mistake of your opponent. So in a way, the strategy of success in chess, if we generalize it, is not to make mistakes yourself, or at least to make less mistakes than your opponent, and to force him to make those mistakes. As simple as it sounds. But that also logically means that hindering the plans of your opponent, not allowing him to carry out his plan, is at least as effective as executing your own plan. Of course, this is all very general and a little bit maybe sounds too primitive and abstract, but think about it. It's actually it is true. I mean, you've probably noticed yourself that it's much more difficult to keep the same level of play when your position is kind of passive and you don't have any really clear counterplay. In fact, there are very few people, very few players in the world, even on the top level, who can keep the same strength, the same level, playing passive positions, without real, preferably active plan. So accordingly, the ability to unravel the opponent's plans and to prevent them in time is actually a sign of a very high level. It's a very difficult skill to master. But at the same time, I know by my own experience, it's one of the most difficult, if not the most difficult chess styles to fight against in a practical game. It is very effective. Believe me, it's very effective, but it's very difficult to learn and to master. I mean, it's a lifetime task, to improve in this component of chess. And this is the main goal of this course, which is I will show you a lot of practical examples explaining actually on this aspect of chess, and to explain you the logical thinking path which leads you to finding the right moves, prophylactic moves, and which leads you to prevent your opponent play. And again, as I've mentioned already, unless you are Anatoly Karpov, there is always a space for improvement in mastering this aspect. And yeah, it's a lifetime job, I would say, but that is the main goal of this course, is to improve for each of you who is listening to it, to improve this very, very important component of chess, in this very important component. I remember a story with about the legendary, Viktor Korchnoi. You know that all the chess players who played against him, and I did also many times, we all know very well that Viktor was always ready to pay a very nice compliment to his opponent, especially after defeats, but actually sometimes even after the victories. He had a very fighting character in general. So yeah, once I remember, I think it was beginning of 90s, and Victor was playing in Europe in one tournament where the organizers, they invited the local young talented player to play as well there. Okay, I remember, I will not tell you the name of the player. He didn't become a very famous chess player finally, but in any case, it was clear already by that time that, of course, he's gifted, a nice kid, very eager to play chess, but probably doesn't have the scale of a talent of a top, I don't know, 10 player. And he was not doing extremely well in this tournament. It was a bit too strong for him at that time. So he would, this young man would lose quite many games. And then he played against Viktor Korchnoi. He also lost this game. And after the game, the local TV journalist, he came to Viktor and asked him, what does he think about this young player? And of course, well, he didn't know Viktor much, and well, it's pretty clear it was not was not a very clever thing to ask to Viktor. He's not the right person to ask such questions, because Viktor, he told, I just played the game against the young man. I won the game, and then we had a post-mortem analysis together. And I was really impressed. He sees practically everything during a game. And then after he made a small pause, and then he added, but always one move too late. So I wish you will not only see everything while playing, but also, doing it in time. How exactly? Well, I would say here the answer is simple. Yeah, you just watch this course to the end, and well, your opponent would not even dare, thinking about carrying out any sensible, constructive plan, because he would know whom he is dealing with. Yeah, but seriously, I have developed a simple thinking system, so to say, that would well help you to find the right path, the right moves during a game in such situations. I will try to explain you what it is all about. As stated in the famous book Alice in Wonderland. So if you want to know where to go, you need first to understand where you want to get to. In other words, it is important to try to understand the position which you have on the board at the moment as a whole. What I mean is, to try to understand the main characteristics of the position. What are the possible, realistic, at least, plans for each players, for white and for black? What can they achieve? What are the weak strong and weak points of the position of each player, and so on and so on. Yeah. So what are the potential ideas for the next coming moves? So once you have a certain clear understanding of these objectives, yeah, which both players have in the given position, then it becomes much easier to to start to work out how exactly to achieve those objectives for you, or not to to prevent your opponent from doing so. And should not forget, that there are two players. Not only you is playing chess. Yeah, there is your opponent as well. And in my humble opinion, you should pay at least as much attention to your opponent plans and prospects as to your own. That is a very important point, which I want to, and I'm sorry, I will be repeating it again and again during this course. Just that you really, get this idea and implement it kind of automatically when you